Hey there, brave soul. There's a battle happening inside you right now that most folks can't see. It's not fought with weapons or swords, but with feelings and thoughts that rage deep within your chest. It's that pounding heart when someone disrespects you, the rapid spiral of your mind when your message gets ignored, and how one poorly chosen word can ruin your entire day, even if nobody else notices. Despite all this chaos inside, you put on a brave face, smile, nod, and tell yourself, "I'm fine." But the truth is, underneath that veneer, you're sinking, struggling to stay afloat emotionally. This silent war is fought by nearly everyone, but most don't know how to win. When chaos erupts, they react, some explode, others break down. Not because they're weak, but because they've never been shown how to stay calm when the storm hits. You've probably seen those people who walk into a furious hurricane without batting an eye, those who keep their emotions locked tight even when everyone else is losing control. They're not numb or heartless, they're just untouchable. And no, they weren't born that way, they worked at it. That's what this is about. I want to share 9 habits rooted in Stoicism that can give you unshakable emotional control. These aren't fake tough talk or pretend strength, but real, deep, internal power, the kind that doesn't need praise, revenge, or recognition. And here's something important to understand right from the start. As Seneca said, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. We waste energy overthinking, overreacting, rehearsing pain in our minds long before it even happens. To become truly untouchable emotionally, we have to stop giving our imagination the power to run wild over us. You don't need to feel every insult thrown your way, respond to every disrespect, or carry every emotion knocking at your door. What you do need is discipline, and not the kind that makes you robotic, but the kind that sets you free. Stoicism doesn't kill your feelings. It teaches you not to be enslaved by them. It helps you rise above the noise and gives you the rare, sacred ability to be in a room full of chaos and still choose peace. It's about knowing how to walk away without guilt, how to stay silent and still come out on top. And most critically, it shows you how to win the invisible battle nobody sees, training yourself to feel less when you need to and not more. Feeling too much doesn't mean you're broken, it means you're human. But if you don't learn to control your feelings, they'll control you, and that's what can break you in the long run. These 9 habits aren't about turning you into someone else, they're about revealing the best version of you that's been buried beneath emotion, confusion, and pressure. So if you've ever found yourself saying, "I just can't let things go," or "Why do I get so emotional?" or "I wish I could stay calm like other people," then this video is just for you. Watch every second, don't skip. If what I say resonates with you, hit that like button. Share your thoughts in the comments as we go. And if you're ready to unlock your most powerful self, subscribe now and spread this message to someone who needs it too. Now I want you to repeat this in the comments. I control my emotions. They don't control me. Let's dive into the first habit. Number owner, respond as if it's not personal, even when it is. When someone insults you, lies about you, or disrespects you directly and your chest tightens, your instinct is to defend yourself, to fight back, or to set the record straight. That's natural. But here's what Stoicism teaches. If you're upset by something external, the pain isn't caused by what's outside, but by how you interpret it. Marcus Aurelius once said that what hurts us isn't the event itself, but our judgment of it. So when someone disrespects you or throws an insult your way, rather than reacting emotionally, detach your ego from the situation. Understand that most of what triggers you is about them, not about your worth. They're showing you their own chaos, not your deficiency. Pause, step back, look at it like an outsider. Ask yourself, is this really about me? Maybe they're just projecting their own pain. Will this matter in 24 hours? That brief space between the insult and your response, that's where your true freedom lies. Once you stop taking things so personally, you realize you hold the power to listen calmly, speak slowly, and decide how to respond with strength instead of emotion. It's tough at first, but with practice, you'll notice your power growing. You're not avoiding conflict, you're mastering yourself. And here's the deeper truth. When you stop making everything about you, you actually control yourself better. That's the paradox of Stoicism. So next time someone tries to drag you into drama or emotional chaos, remember respond as if it's not personal, even if it feels like it. Number two, emotional speed. Think in slow motion. When a rush of anger, anxiety, or hurt hits you, your instinct is to react immediately, say something sharp, slam a door, or block someone. And then minutes later, you regret it. That's what emotional speed does. It pushes you from a trigger straight into a reaction, giving you no room to think. Stoicism encourages you to slow down. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, slow your judgment and your reactions. When someone says something that stings, ask yourself, does this really need a response right now? Give yourself 24 hours before responding. Not every emotion demands immediate release. Your real strength is built in the delay. Our minds are fast, but wisdom is slow. Imagine someone insults you. Pause, breathe, walk away if you need to. When you give yourself time, you often find you no longer care. That's growth. Feelings rush in, making things feel urgent. But urgency is the enemy of peace. If you wait, you create space for your mind to process and filter out the noise. Most conversations and conflicts are traps. Most emotions are just passing, whether temporary and fleeting. This doesn't mean you're weak, it means you're strategic. Mastering your reactions means feeling the fire rise in your chest but choosing to speak or act with calmness. Let others be loud. Let them throw shade. Let them rush. You move quietly and with purpose. When you learn to slow everything down, you'll see that most things don't need a reaction at all. They're just noise. The key is in your patience and restraint. Stay calm, because once you master the art of moving in slow motion, you'll find that many insults, criticisms, and provocations lose their power over you. And remember, real control is this: feeling the storm but not letting it shake you. Because when you can sit with discomfort and stay silent, you're not weak or powerful. The true essence of mastery is choosing peace over pride, deliberately walking away, and responding after your mind and emotions are clear. Number three, stop wasting energy trying to explain yourself. Ever felt misunderstood or judged and instinctively wanted to prove you're right? Did you find yourself saying, "Let me explain," or "Here's why I did that"? Here's the truth. Stoicism isn't about needing to be understood by everyone. It's about being at peace with being misunderstood. Don't bother arguing about what a good person should be or defending your actions to people who don't truly listen. Marcus Aurelius reminds us we don't owe anyone a performance. Most people who demand explanations aren't really listening, they're looking for a weakness or an opening. Even if you give the perfect explanation, they'll twist it. That's why a powerful habit is to stop explaining yourself altogether. It's not about hiding honesty, it's about allowing your actions to speak louder than your defenses. Live your growth, own your choices, protect your peace. When you stop explaining, you conserve your energy for what truly matters: your path, your values. If someone truly values you, they won't need an explanation, they'll see your actions and feel your integrity. If they don't, no amount of words will change their mind. Why waste energy trying to gain approval from a world that profits off your insecurity? People will form their stories regardless of what you say. Let them misunderstand. Let them assume. Let them whisper. And keep working on yourself, healing, growing, walking forward. Every second spent explaining yourself to someone already decided about you is a second stolen from your peace. So say less, do more. Let your life be your proof. That's real self-respect. And when you stop needing to explain, you set yourself free from the need for permission and approval. You'll realize that your worth isn't dependent on others' validation. You know who you are, what you stand for, and you don't need a crowd to feel genuine. Stop shrinking your light to make others comfortable. Your peace doesn't need subtitles. Number four, build an inner wall that they can't breach. When you walk into a room, do you feel the energy shift? Someone rolls their eyes at you, mocks your ideas, or dismisses you. You smile outwardly, but inside something cracks. You take it home with you, thinking about it all night. That's because many people walk through life emotionally exposed, fragile, vulnerable in all the wrong ways. You might not show it, but deep down, every look, word, or rejection stings more than it should. That's not weakness, that's simply being human. But here's what Stoicism offers: a mental walnut made of stone, but of internal boundaries. Marcus Aurelius said it best: you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. So, how do you build this inner fortress? By making your peace off limits for others to disturb. Stop outsourcing your self-worth to anyone who doesn't respect themselves. Don't seek emotional permission from those who aren't genuinely concerned about your well-being. The wall is built quietly every time you choose not to respond to provocation, every time you let an insult roll off your back, every time you tell yourself, "That's not mine," and refuse to internalize negativity. You're strengthening your mental walls. This isn't about hardening your heart, it's about protecting your soul. It's about deciding what gets access to your mental space, because your mind is sacred ground. Not everyone deserves entry, and not everything deserves a reaction. When someone tries to guilt trip you or gaslight you, imagine your inner wall. When someone belittles you, let it be absorbed by your defenses so you don't have to carry it. The world will keep testing, but the more you practice these boundaries, the less their words can actually hurt you. Every time you let nonsense pass without reacting, you grow stronger. You're building resilience against external chaos. And the more solid your internal fence, the less vulnerable you are to being broken from the outside. Let them talk. Let them judge. You're guarded by peace, truth, and discipline. Say this in the comments: I protect my peace behind invisible walls. Number 5. Train for disrespect like a soldier trains for war. No one warns you, but if you want to stay emotionally strong, you've got to expect disrespect coming from friends, coworkers, strangers online, even from those you've helped the most. It's part of life's battlefield. And when it happens, you've got two choices: be surprised, hurt, and reactive, or be prepared, calm, and in control. Stoicism leans toward the second. Every morning, remind yourself, today, some people I deal with will be arrogant, deceitful, envious, ungrateful. Marcus Aurelius knew what he was talking about. This isn't negativity, it's mental armor building. You prepare for war so that when peace is broken, you do not break with it. Expect low blows, misunderstandings, unfair treatment. When they come, you won't flinch. You'll respond like a trench veteran trained for this: calm, purposeful, unshaken. Because disrespect isn't personal, it's a test. The strongest aren't those who shout or threaten, they're the ones who stay silent and steady. Think of it like this: someone throws a rock at you. You could retaliate or let it hit your armor. If your self-worth is your armor, then a rude comment, a belittling remark, can't harm you unless you hand it the key. You don't have to shout or prove yourself. Just stand firm, walk through the storm like a soldier in a battle. Each disrespectful moment is training. Your response is your weapon. When people see they can't shake your composure, they either start respecting you or walk away frustrated. Either way, you win. It won't always seem fair, but mastery isn't about fairness. It's about control. Not reacting, not losing. It's about knowing that your inner fortress is stronger than their worst words. Number 6. Stop trying to feel better. Start thinking better. When life drags you down, you are anxious, heartbroken, exhausted. It's tempting to seek instant relief: scrolling, binge watching, listening to hype music, and a quick fix to feel good for a moment. But that's a trap, leaving you emptier afterward. You don't need to feel better, you need to think better. Marcus Aurelius said happiness is found within your mindset. Emotions aren't enemies, they come and go. But your thoughts are what steer the ship. You can't control every feeling, but you can train your mind to keep you afloat. Instead of asking, "Why do I feel this way?" try asking, "What thought created this feeling?" Maybe you're angry because you expected more from someone. Maybe you're sad because things didn't go as planned. It's not the feeling that's the problem, it's what your mind is telling you. Shift your focus from trying to numb feelings to changing your mental filters. When you think deeply about what triggers you, you gain clarity. You stop chasing highs and fearing lows. The goal isn't to suppress emotions, but to understand them. When you understand the thought behind the feeling, you regain control. Next time an emotion hits hard, don't run from it. Sit with it. Name the thought. Ask, is this thought wise or just loud? Most pain isn't real. It's built on unexamined beliefs. What's needed isn't escape, but mental discipline. Practice thinking slowly and anxiety will fade. Practice thinking deeply, and emotions will serve you instead of enslaving you. Feelings are signals. Thoughts are the steering wheel. Stop chasing the next rush of feeling good. Start cultivating a mind that makes you better, not just happier. Number 7. Don't attach meaning to every feeling. When you wake up feeling anxious or off, the immediate instinct is to analyze. What's wrong? Why am I feeling like this? Is something bad about to happen? But the truth is, not every emotion needs to mean something monstrous. Sometimes, feelings are just passing energy, a wave of chemicals in your body, nothing more. You don't always need to tell a story about it. Epictetus said, it's not things that upset us, but our judgments about them. The same applies to feelings. We suffer not because we feel too much, but because we interpret those feelings as a reflection of who we are. You might be tired, hungry, or simply human, but if your mind starts attaching meaning, I'm failing, I'm not enough, something's wrong. That's judgment overlaying emotion. The practice of Stoicism is simple. Observe your feelings without attaching judgment. Recognize them as clouds passing by. Feel sadness without calling yourself broken. Feel anxiety without imagining doom. Feel frustration without moral failure. Just observe and accept without labeling. When you stop turning every feeling into a story, you find freedom. You realize some feelings just occur without reason, and some don't require your reaction. It's perfectly okay to feel off and still be okay. That's not emotional numbness, that's emotional intelligence. You can say, today I feel low, and that's fine. I don't know why, but I'll let it pass. It doesn't define me. Detach from meaning, and emotions lose their power to throw you into chaos. Build resilience not by shutdown, but by resisting the urge to give every feeling the script to write your life story. Instead, you decide what your feelings can or can't do. Your mind is sacred ground. Not every thought deserves entry, and not every emotion warrants action. Practice this. When someone guilt trips you or gaslights, imagine your mental walls. When someone belittles you, let it be absorbed. Don't take it in. Keep practicing passing by nonsense without internalizing it. The more you do, the stronger you become, and more immune to their attempts to shake you. Your emotional armor grows thicker every time you let toxicity slide without reacting. As your internal defenses strengthen, people's words lose their sting. Let them talk, let them judge. You're fortified by peace, truth, and discipline. Say this in the comments: I guard my peace behind unbreakable walls. Number 8. Purposefully seek silence and discomfort. Most people can't sit still. They're addicted to noise, music, social media, distractions. The moment silence appears, they immediately fill it. But that silence, that's where your real power lies. It's not your enemies or hardship that weaken you, it's avoidance of discomfort. Epictetus said that true character shows in adversity. When trouble appears, see it as training. Want to be emotionally unshakable? Then deliberately walk into situations most run away from. When you practice sitting in silence, you start to hear your real thoughts, those buried beneath the distraction. When you face discomfort, hunger, loneliness, rejection, you build endurance that no motivational speech can match. Growth doesn't come from comfort. Peace doesn't come from avoiding pain. It comes from walking into the fire without fear. Spend 10 minutes daily in silence, no phone, no music, just you and your breath. Your mind initially screams, but steadily it quiets. Then you can hear yourself clearly. After that, face discomfort. Take a cold shower. Say no when you want to say yes. Sit with cravings instead of feeding them. Speak your truth even if your voice shakes. These small acts rewire your brain, telling it, I don't need comfort to feel safe. They teach that discomfort isn't the enemy, it's the refining fire. Before long, you won't be afraid of solitude or pain, you'll see them as tools to strengthen you. That's what the Stoics practiced: poverty, rejection, hunger, stillness, not because they were weak, but because they wanted to be ready for anything. Do this intentionally. When you master discomfort, you become unbreakable, immune to loneliness, pressure, chaos. Number 9, study every emotional slip like a detective. Everyone makes mistakes, say something out of anger, spiral into anxiety, lash out. What do most do afterward? Feel guilty, pretend it didn't happen. No, that's not mastery. Real mastery involves learning from each stumble. Seneca said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a person perfected without trials." When your emotions take control, examine what triggered you. Be a detective of your own mind. Ask, what belief was at play? How could I have reacted differently? Treat each emotional outburst as valuable data, not failure. Every reaction reveals a part of your inner world that needs attention. If someone disrespects you and you explode, don't just justify it, study it. Was it their words? Or a hidden belief that you're not respected unless you fight back? That insight is gold. It shifts your perspective from shame to growth. Write down what you learn. Keep a journal. Review your emotional patterns regularly. You'll see what environments trip you up, what triggers you most, and what inner thoughts stir up chaos. Awareness is power. When you understand your reactions, you can change them. Before long, you won't have to react to your feelings will rise, but you'll observe, not become them. You'll say, "Oh, here we go again," breathe, pause, and redirect. That's the essence of Stoicism: progress with precision, not perfection. Stop judging yourself for slipping, study your patterns instead. Your peace depends on it. And finally, affirm this in the comments: every reaction teaches me more control. In a world obsessed with chaos, anger, and noise, choosing calm is an act of rebellion. It's a quiet revolution within. The 9 habits I shared aren't about becoming emotionless, they're about transforming into someone powerful, someone who feels deeply, but rules their feelings with reason. You'll stop being pulled by every trigger. You'll stop handing your emotional power to those unworthy of it. You won't collapse when life gets loud. Instead, you'll move with stillness. Respond with wisdom. Carry silence like a sword, and people will wonder why they can't provoke you. They'll sense your peace, and it'll unsettle them. They'll feel something they never expected from a calm person: respect, maybe even awe. That's the real strength of inner peace. It doesn't need to scream or beg, it just is. You don't need to dominate others, just master yourself. And once you do, you'll be the most dangerous kind of persona: person who deeply feels but is guided by reason. The one who walks through storms with dry feet, who never reacts impulsively but responds deliberately. Let the world chase attention, you focus on discipline. Let chaos crumble around you, you stay whole. That's your new way. Like, comment, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe to the channel. Drop this final affirmation in the comments: my calm is my power.